Okay, really takes off about 8,000. Lovely bit of noise coming from it now. Out on the CBR600RR 2024, £10,000 on the road. Amazing. Thank you very much to Dable's Motorcycles in Coulsdon for the opportunity to get out and about on this little rocket. So why am I riding a 2024 bike? I'm Mr. Retro Superbikes and I only love the older bikes. I do. I 100% do. But the reality is, this is a retro bike of 30 years time, as bad as it sounds. And it's good, I think, to get a comparative view of just how bikes have come along in 30 years. And I'll be honest with you, I know I'm a biased stickler. I prefer the old school still. Yes, S1000RR, yes, it's an animal. Would I have it over my blade? No, I would not. And you might be sitting there thinking, oh Alex, you're so biased. I'm not. It literally is a completely different riding feel. It doesn't feel like you're on the edge. Do you know what I mean? This does more than the S1000RR. This excites me more than the S1000RR. Okay, it's got nowhere near comparative power. But the reality is, we ride on the roads, us mere mortals. Who's going to really use the thick end of an S1000RR compared to a CBR600RR? And you're talking about double the price. The S1000RR is 23 grand. The Fireblade is 23 grand. This is £10,000. And that's old school bike days, isn't it? That's what we used to pay for bikes back in the day. Okay, really takes off about 8,000. Lovely bit of noise coming from it now. Very quickly start to ascertain that 5,000 revs line is where you're going to want to sit. Nice, smooth, comfortable ride just round here, and I'm teetering on the brink of joining the motorway, so I know that any moment now it's going to need a little flick power. My only complaint so far, I don't know if you can see, at the very bottom there you've got the indicators, where my thumb is, and just above it, there, every time you go to indicate, not good, if I'm honest. Poorly thought out. Us bikers that have been riding for years, used to the exact same positioning. Let's pop into the iconic Box Hill. Can't imagine it's too busy in this horrible weather. Not many people as mad as me out on a bike today. Most people are safe and warm, tucked at home. CBR600RR 2024, 120 brake horsepower, 193 kilograms curb weight, but it does not feel like that to ride. You compare it to the old school CBR600s, totally different beast. Return to the under seat exhaust, I think that we all loved from those days. Planted. Got to keep those revs up. 10 grand on the road is just ridiculous, isn't it? For a modern day sports bike. Absolute bargain. Even if you have it as a second bike, I'm very, very tempted. He's trying to make me feel small now, isn't he? Let's have a go and see if you can actually see anything from the top of Box Hill. The first thing I'd do after the first service, if I had one of these, would be to change that lovely under seat exhaust and get some nice little pops coming back, because you can tell that engine just wants to breathe that little bit more. In weather like this, you just think, oh, I cannot touch that front brake. It would just literally tuck underneath you. Riding position, you're thrown forward as you'd expect. Honda really have with the Fireblade, and with this, just gone out and out race bike basically. Thought I might even get some decent pictures of the CBR up here, but that's not going to be the case, is it? And just to prove I'm old school, I've got no sat nav on. Never done a journey between Box Hill and Dable's motorcycles before, but we're going to wing it, because that's what we used to do in the old school, didn't we? We used to just head in a direction. Disappear into the fog. Look at the weather. Ah, what am I driving into? I'm driving into the abyss, the unknown. If I don't come back, avenge my death. I'm going to hazard a guess that I've got to go right. See, I am old school. Don't get that sat nav out. Just get lost. Get the bike to that 5,000 revs. Up with a quick shifter. I've got no doubt you don't have to be that competent on one of these to keep up with a modern day big sports bike. I know there's this big argument, the 600s and the 1000 cc's and the 600 boys that argue their 600s can keep up with the 1000s. You lose that extra sort of 10-15% on the top end, but you have to be a complete lunatic to ride on the road in that 10% all the time. And let's be honest, you're probably not going to be alive that much longer to brag about it. That's addictive, that dropping it down and then blasting it through. It sounds lovely with a awesome little pipe, Acura, something like that. Or an A16 like I got on my 954, that would sound absolutely beautiful. It'd be even more addictive to just drop it down, sit it at that 5,000 RPM and just drop it. Very addictive. Seating position, I'm flat footed, I'm 5'9", 5'10". It's that little bit lower, I think it's 82 centimetres off the ground. I was struggling a little bit on the S1000RR, I was a little bit on tiptoes. And I don't know about you, but that makes me a little uncomfortable, especially in weather like this when you're putting your feet down onto wet floors. You want to make sure you're sure-footed. I'm flat-footed on this. It gives you that little bit of extra confidence at slow speed. In fact, I'm more than flat-footed, look. Flat-footed, I've got my bum well off the seat. Suspension, nice and planted, a little bit on the soft side for me, but we're not going out and out race bike, are we? Would I recommend getting one? Yeah, if it's a second bike, if you've got something bigger, if you're of an age where probably getting up to 1000 cc or lack of experience of getting 1000 cc is just a bit too much for you, definitely. Although don't be expecting this to be sensible option. Don't expect this to not bite your hand off if it chooses to, and if you give it a bit too much right hand, it's definitely got that potential there, definitely still got that power. It's a Honda, it's going to be reliable, it's going to last you very well. It's cheap, it's well made, got very good bits on it, it handles fantastically, it feels light, brakes are fantastic. What's not to like, really? I mean, you've got to, when you look at these 600s, you've got to think that extra 15-20% you get from 1000. Are you going to use it? Is it all about bragging? Is it all about feeling like your testicles or your manhood is just not enough if you haven't got 1000 cc? I mean, I think you're more of a man if you can keep up with 1000cc on one of these things, if I'm honest. That's coming from someone who's got two 1000cc bikes. Bye-bye to P&H. Thank you very much to Dable's Motorcycles in Coulston. Thank you very much to Ian Baker of Honda UK for setting this up. Thank you very much for watching. Please ride safe out of there. It's horrible at the moment. Don't do what I'm doing. Stay home. Take care. Ride safe. See you soon. Oh, did I mention? This is 10 grand on the road. 10 grand.